Hello my friends, welcome back. Hope you're well, and in this video I will be talking about and demonstrating the spring upgrade that's coming really soon for Luminar Neo. There's new features in Luminar, there's new features in Luminar Mobile. We're going to dive into that in this video. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share a few slides real quick. We'll run through this and then I'm going to jump into the app and show you how this stuff works. They've enhanced the portrait photography on the mobile app. So you have Skin AI, Face AI, and a new feature called Bokeh AI, which you're going to love. And I'm going to show you how and why you're going to love it because I'm using it a lot already. But you can start on your phone, finish on your desktop or laptop. You know this if you've already used the mobile app. And by the way, if you don't have the mobile app or if you have not upgraded your copy of Luminar in more than a year, you're missing a lot of cool features, including what came out last fall in their fall upgrade. So if you haven't upgraded in at least a year, now's the time. It's a great deal. The link is down below. They've got some great specials on this. You're going to pick up a lot of new stuff that's in this release, plus what was in the fall release, like light depth, which I use on every photo. Anyway, we're going to jump into that, and I'll put that link down below if you want to check out that. Now, on the mobile app, you can see for Skin AI, they've got skin smoothing, and then they've got blemish removal, shine reduction. They've got Face AI, which is both slimming and lightening the face, and the new Bokeh AI, which, as the name implies, allows you to blur the background. There's a previous feature in Luminar Neo called Portrait Bokeh AI, but this is better, and I'm going to show you why. They've enhanced the portrait photography in Luminar Neo in the core desktop or laptop app. Same similar features, right? Skin AI, Face AI, and Bokeh AI, but they've also now have mask feathering. I'm going to show you why you care about that. These are a couple of different screenshots, but we're going to show you the app here in a moment, including dark circle removal, which has been improved, which I love that. These are what the other ones look like. And Bokeh AI, this is what it looks like. If that looks familiar over here, it should, right? And we're going to talk about that. Mask feathering, I think you're going to love this, and I'll show you why. And don't forget cross-device editing. Start on your phone, finish in your full copy of Luminar Neo on your laptop or desktop, and it carries the edits with you. So don't forget that. There is different pricing available depending on whether you're an existing customer or a new customer. So new customers, feel free to pause the video here and take a look at that. Again, everything's available at the link down below. And if you're an existing user, you can get either an upgrade pass or an ecosystem pass, which gets you both the mobile app and the desktop app upgrade. And you can see what's included there. Again, link down below. And your best idea here is probably just to click the link, go through, log into your account, see what pricing is available, see what license you have. But if you've not upgraded in at least a year, you're definitely behind in terms of the features, and this upgrade will get you there. So check that out. But having said upgrade and talked about that, I want to talk about some of these features. So I'm going to jump into that here. And I'm sorry, but I'm starting with the photo myself because I do want to talk about the portrait tools. I do take portraits now and then. It's not really my thing, as you know, but you may take portraits and you may really want to be better at them and you have better edits. And these features are really going to help you do that. So I'm going to scroll down here to the portrait section. I'm going to go to Bokeh AI. And as the name implies, you can see it's already figuring out what's in the photo and it's got a representation of me. So I already want to apologize. You've got a representation of me there. You got a photo of me. You're looking at me here on camera. You're getting a lot of Jim in this video, so I apologize. But as the name implies with Bokeh AI, you can just blur. And I'm just going to go to 100 so you can see the impact that it's having. But before and after, you can see it's already figured out the depth. And if it hasn't, you can adjust the depth right here. Now, if this looks like light depth, which came out last October, you're right. It's very similar. It is using a depth mask, and you can adjust that. So you can see here at this depth, I've got a lessened blur, and here I've got more blur. So you can adjust it effectively two ways, the distance of the focus as well as the amount of the blur. So it's really customizable. But the cool thing is, and I'm sorry I can't demo this because I don't have an appropriate photo, but usually, like if you're shooting and there's light bulbs or whatever in the background, they make these little bokeh balls, right? These different little circular shapes. You can actually adjust those shapes to be stars, hearts, things like that. So that's really cool and that's pretty fun. But that is Bokeh AI. But the cool thing is, it's not just for portraits. I'm going to show you that, and that's why I think you're going to be excited about it. And it may be my favorite feature in this update. While we're at it, the dark circle removal has been improved. Let me go ahead and just zoom in so you can take a look at this this old mug here, before and after. And it seems to me to blend in really nicely with the slight wrinkles that this gentleman has. Now, I don't recommend going to 100 because you start to get that plastic kind of look, even on old guys like me, but maybe at 60, that looks like it blends in really naturally, and it's gotten rid of those dark circles, which is good, and I could probably use some sleep. This is an older photo, but that is what I look like. It is what it is. Skin AI has been updated, as I mentioned earlier. So you got face smoothing, body smoothing, shine removal, but then also blemish removal. So face smoothing is, of course, gonna adjust the smoothing on my face. So before and after, I'll go to 100 so you can really see a plastic gem before and after. But now they've separated. It used to just do skin smoothing, which was effectively the face, but now they've separated and you can do body smoothing. So in this photo, it picks up my neck, right? So that was a thing before, is where you didn't really have the ability to control that in both places, but now I can impact and have an adjustment that kind of mirrors each other. Because in the old way, right, if you had a really smooth face, but then less smooth on the neck, maybe it didn't look as good. Now I can do both. And maybe at 60 with less of the dark circles under my eyes, and let's do some blemish removal while we're at it. I'm getting younger right in front of you, my friends. So that is the update to the portrait tools. And if you're an Aperty user, of course, Aperty is different and has a bit more advanced features. But if you're more a casual portrait photographer like me, I take family portraits. Every now and then I'll do some stuff kind of for fun at events. This tool and these updates to Luminar make it well worth it. I think you're just going to love that. But now I want to go in and I want to show you Bokeh AI on something else, right? And this is where I'm going to be using it, and I think you're going to find a lot of fun. And yes, this is a very over-the-top edit, and I don't care, right? This was I went last weekend to go shoot some graffiti at a graffiti park in Austin, and all these old antique vintage automobiles started showing up. They were having a rally. I had no idea. So I ended up shooting old automobiles and graffiti. It was super fun. Single exposure, run through HDR merge, shot at f11, so everything's in focus, including stuff in the background's pretty much in focus, which I don't really care about. You can see the reflection here of the graffiti and all that. I got nice tight aperture, so I got these little starbursts happening with the sun. It was a bright sunny day. Not really ideal conditions, but Bokeh AI comes in really handy because what I can do, it'll automatically detect the depth, it detects the object. So what I'm normally doing here is I'm coming in, I want to blur that background, but you got to be careful that you're lining this up appropriately so that you're getting all of your subject in focus and not your background. So normally what I do is I just zoom in and I take a look. Now, if you look at where I've placed this rear view mirror, side view mirror on this antique Chevy is out of focus. So this is where you want to make an adjustment to that. And I've dragged that a little bit higher and it's picked that back up. The roof looks good. I just checked my lines. That one's a little bit soft around that edge. So again, I want to go a little bit higher, pick up a little bit more. Perfect. The background you can see is nicely blurred. Now 100 may be too much, but what this does, and so you can adjust that. I usually go to 100 so that I can get the depth or the focus distance just right, dialed in, and then I go back and make an adjustment to the amount of blur. But what this does is gives me the ability to create a bit more separation between my foreground and my background. So even though bright sun, shot at a tight aperture so I can get everything in focus on this grill and I was right in front of it. I got these nice starbursts here and that sort of thing, but I got a really sharp background. Now I've got a little bit more of a blurred background, a little bit more separation of my subject. I love that. I'll be using Bokeh AI and I'll probably come back and do more videos about it, but great feature. I'm loving that one so far and I know you're going to love it as well. Now, the other thing that I talked about was mask feathering. So here is an example. Let's say I go into develop. Nope, I'm not going to go into develop. I'm going to go into Accent AI. And in the past, what I've done is I've gone in and I'll use, not mask AI, I will use like object select and I grab an object and hey, it picks up this horse. That's great. But if you look at the mask, it's a hard edge. And if you've been here long enough and watched enough of my masking videos, you've heard me kind of complain about object select AI and mask AI that picks up like a sky, in that there's no gradient edge. There's no feathering on these masks. They pick up an object like this horse and they have a hard edge, right? A hard edge is right along here. You can see that. But now I've got the ability to come in and let's say I want to give this horse a nice little pop. I'm going to 70 just to make it obvious. I'm going to go back into the masking menu and click on show so you can see the mask. But now Mask Actions has mask feathering and shift edge. So feather, as the name implies, is going to give me that soft, gradual edge. It's going to give me that ability to transition my mask. Instead of on object select or mask AI having a really hard edge, I now have a soft edge. but I can also shift the edge, which means I can drag it to the right and I can say, hey, edge, go further out. So it's going to go further out. Or I can say, hey, edge, I want to pull you back a little bit, and it pulls it in. So it gives you the ability to really control your mask edges much better with Object Select and Mask AI. So I can shift the edge in and out, add feathering in and out to dial it in so that when my mask is applied to this horse, and 70 is too much, but 37, it's a lot more gradual fade from where the effect applies to where it doesn't apply. And I want to give you one more example of that, and that is on a sky. I mentioned Sky AI, so maybe I'd come in here and Mask AI and pick the sky. It does a great job of finding the sky, but as you probably know, when you zoom in, and this is what I'm always talking about, those edges, it's a hard edge. It doesn't have a gradient until now, and I love that. So I'm going to go give this a darkening adjustment. Let's say I just wanted to darken that sky. You can already see it's picking up a halo along that edge. And the more pronounced my edit, the more pronounced that halo, right? So I'm going to leave it there where it's kind of noticeable. I'm going to go into Mask Menu and Mask Actions, and I'll click Show so you can see the mask. And once again, Feather. Drop that feather on the edge so it blends a little more smoothly. And I can shift edge. I can pull it away from the mountaintops. Or in this case, I want to drag a little bit further too. Maybe add a little bit of feathering, and you just play around with these until you get it kind of looking the way you want it to look. But now, if you look at that edge, you don't see that halo, right? Because I was able to blend it more smoothly. That's how that works. It's super powerful. I love that. That feature alone might be worth the upgrade, plus Bokeh AI. Not being a portrait guy, and the portrait feature updates are fantastic, but not being a portrait guy, the mask feathering and shift edge plus Bokeh AI, I'm pretty fired up about that. I know that you will be as well. And now I want to show you the mobile app. Okay, so I'll just run through this pretty quickly, but again, same picture of me. And in the mobile app, you just go to Bokeh AI and you got the ability to blur that background. And you've got the depth here, the focus distance on the left. And then on the right-hand side, you have the bokeh shapes. Really powerful, simple, and straightforward, very intuitive, as of course you would expect with our mobile app, just as it has been all along. You've also got the ability here to do face slimming. So I can slim up my own face, and then of course face light here on Face AI. And then if I go to Skin AI, over here I've got the amount of smoothing, which is going to impact the skin. I've got over here shine removal, and then of course this one in the center, that's your blemish removal. So you can see that these features are also here in the mobile app. And as you know, you give it a couple of minutes, it syncs with your desktop or laptop copy of Luminar Neo, and then you're off and running, carrying the edits you made on mobile over to your core laptop or desktop copy of Luminar Neo. So that's the upgrade for the spring. It's powerful stuff. There's a link down below if you want to check that out. Again, log into your account, see what you're eligible for based on what license you have. If you have a subscription, you're already covered because you're already an existing subscriber. If you bought the fall upgrade, you don't need to buy this. You should get these features included. But if you haven't bought an upgrade in at least a year, you're more than likely going to need to upgrade to get all this new stuff. Plus, again, the last fall upgrade was huge, and so you're going to want that as well. Hope that helps, my friends. I'll be back soon with more videos. Appreciate you guys hanging out and watching. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer. And I'll see you soon in the next video, my friends. You guys take care, and until next time, adios.